All right. Don't judge a book by its cover. And the same goes for houses, actually. Kia ora at magandang gabi po mga kababayan natin here in New Zealand and even those who are still coming. And welcome back to another episode of Home Buying Tips in New Zealand. And we are here to help you feel more confident and informed in your home buying journey here in Aotearoa. We have Mary Ann joining us, but still fixing some issues. There you
There.
go.
I
How's
don't
it
know
going?
what's wrong. I think because ate my you know how when I turn on my laptop it's automatically connecting to my phone. So I think the system gets confused which camera does it need to be used.
Right. So it's connected, laptop and a phone. Yeah.
Yes, it connects. I think yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. But anyway, hello everyone. Yes, good evening, and we are very happy to see you guys again tonight. And as what Ate said, tonight is all about what we're talking about today. Ate is all about open home secrets. Oh my golly. I think I'm gonna be the most cheeky one whenever I go to open homes. But what do we need to look for and what to ask, the real estate agents that you're talking to, what to feel when you're inside a property. When actually I have a very good tip with that. When do you
Mhm.
want to actually view as well, ate? Like
Ah,
when is the right time of viewing a property? So whether you're new here in New Zealand, me and ate, I know this is not an expert's advice because right now I have suspended my license. So disclaimer, me and ate
mhm.
are just going to share our own experiences, and me as when I was a previous real estate agent. Yes.
Yay. I think we've got someone greeting us. Hello, Ukay Bales review or Ukay Bales. I just don't know. But
Okay.
thank you for watching anyway. Let us know if you're already here in New Zealand or you're just about to come. I know I've got s- a few people following the page and following the subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, who are still coming to New Zealand. And of course, when you're already here, what's your next step? So maybe
Mm.
buying your own home, right?
Yeah.
And as what Marianne has mentioned, this is just based on our own experiences as home buyers. And Marianne at the moment is in the home
Yes.
buying. So this is still going to be fresh. And the question we wish we ask will be very important and compared to just going in and then you don't know what to ask even just having a look. And so this is so that we won't be missing anything. And of course, we will become aware of the red flags and
Mm.
what grab your just tune in and reflect with us. Just enjoy and while you're having your dinner maybe or washing the dishes, just listen to us and you'll learn a lot. Ooh, I think you have the first tip that you would like to share with us.
Yes, ate. So first tip, once you go into an open home, okay, you've seen a property that you like, and you saw, okay, there's an open home on Sunday at 2 o'clock, and then you've decided, you talk to your spouse that you've decided, oh, let's view this property. It looks like the one that they're looking for. When you're there, what are the things to ask with to the agent? Right? So don't be shy. I think Filipinos are very naturally, like, we're naturally very shy. Right, Ate? Like you feel like, nah, I don't want to ask. You ask.
Dati, I was shy before, especially with communication, because I was like, oh, what if I won't be able to say it properly? Because many times that happened to me in the past. But now, over time, when you expose yourself to people and talk a lot, you feel like you're not stopping anymore, and I have to be mindful. So hindi na ako shy ngayon. Dati, oo.
that's that's really true, Ate. No, especially when we're new here. And then
Hmm.
because I'm not saying that in the Philippines, when you pronounce something weird and stuff, people will be like, hey, it's not the right pronunciation. But here in New Zealand, they don't really care because they have their own pronunciation as well. And we're
Yeah.
just such a melting pot of every nations, in New Zealand. So they don't really care. So, Ate, what do you think is your first, what sort of question would you want to ask when you go to the open home?
The first one is of course the price, because I want to know what's in the budget. That's given already. We have to ask that question because we don't want to buy something, or you don't want to waste your time going to the property that you cannot afford. Yeah, but once I
Yes.
can afford, the next question would be, I've got so many questions in mind, so I don't know which one should come first. Of course, I'll be looking at. Uh, when was it made? What is it made of? Especially the
Yes.
cladding. It's very important now
Yes.
for me. Dati hindi ko alam eh. I just
That's true. Like right now, especially with all our episodes, about 80 episodes now.
yeah,
And
it's our
a lot
75th
of,
episode.
yeah, so a lot of our viewers as well, and even you, Ate, and even me, before I actually joined real estate, I didn't even know the different types of cladding, which is really true, right, Ate? Because it really affect as well of the price that you're wanting to sell it to, sell it for. So like what you said, cladding is one of, the first thing. When I was an agent, the very first question I get, of course, with the price, is majority of the time the price ate will be asked before they even go to the open home. So they usually inquire online.
Yeah.
Diba? Magte-text sila or
Oh,
they'll call me. Yeah.
oh,
Um,
okay.
yes, ate. So majority of the times, and a lot of our buyers are not just walk in. Most of them, they've already spoke to the agent before they even arrive in the house. But like what you said, para sa akin, when I was on the other side of the, the view, I was the agent. The very first question usually is that, why is this house being sold? Like, what's the reason? Like, what's the motivation of the vendor? Why is it being sold?
Yeah. Yep, yep. That's true. Because it's a good thing when you hear, oh, they're moving overseas. So it's like, yeah, they're not leaving it just because of something, some
Mm,
issue, but they have career growth probably somewhere else, or they have to move
mm,
to some family. That has an impact in your
mm,
decision making, thinking that the house is probably still good. But another
mm,
thing that you would like to ask is if they have posted it, how long
mm.
has it been posted? Because
Yes. How long has it been in unlisted, ate? Is it how long has it been
yeah,
listed? Yeah. So you will get to know. So tip. So these are the secrets to get to know. So like if it's an auction, you'll know that it's just brand new listing. The reason behind that is auction process usually just takes up to 3 weeks. So three open homes, 3 weekends of open home. On the fourth week, or even not even the full fourth week, already is the auction. So if it's an auction property, you'll know it's fresh. It's still hot and like freshly cooked. If
yeah,
it's auction. But once you see uh, negotiation, majority of the time, auction properties who didn't sell in auction, it will go to negotiation. So usually from fourth week onwards, that's when you know that, okay, so it's been in the market for so long, but why hasn't it sold? So yun yung mga question din, matatanong mo din sa agent, like, oh, okay, well, it's priced by negotiation, right? And then they'll be like, yes, priced by did it go through auction? And then they're like, oh yeah, like, oh, why did it not sell in auction? Did you have any buyers in auction? Because
mm,
how will it not sell in auction? A lot of it's an unconditional sale. So either ang mga sagot na agad ate ng parang assuming na yung mga taong nagtanong ng ganon sa agent na, oh, so why did it not sell in auction? Ang
mm,
alam na nila is that the vendor is expecting too high. You
Yeah,
know?
that makes a point. Because again, I would like to bring up our house here when we bought it. It was put on
Mm,
auction. We were encouraged to go in auction, but we
mm.
didn't go because it's risky as well. And then the bank told us, advised us not to go to auction. And then after the auction, I didn't ask that question. I should have asked. But I already assumed that of course it wasn't sold on auction. I should have asked that, hey, why wasn't it sold? And probably and probably because like what you said, the expectation of the owner
The
is a little
vendor,
bit
yeah,
high than the CV. And fair
yeah,
enough, because look at the CV of this house, that was a bit low, but we know that the house is okay naman sa amin, and like it's minty when we got this in the beginning. But
yes.
hey, sa mga nanonood, this is really a good thing to ask.
Yeah. So if you can see it, don't close your doors to auction properties. I know I am doing that, I'm closing my doors to auction properties because Sanjeev already
Why?
said might as well not go to auction.
Why?
But because it depends,
Oh, you're
it
chappy.
depends ate on your borrowing capacity as well. So you know na can you hear me ate?
Eh, yeah, it's a bit chappy though, but
Oh, I think it's my internet. Is it my internet? I think.
it's
Ayan.
good now.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It depends. So it depends on what your bank allows you to do with your money, you know. I know that you can
Mm,
go to auction if you have at least 20% of deposit. So you can
yes.
literally straight like the bank's like, yep, sweet, you can go. But mine is not quite 20%. And I know that it's good to actually go to auction. As an agent myself, I would, because you can get bargain on houses in auction, because majority of the times the reason why vendors wanted to put it in auction is because they really want a quick sale. So they really
Yeah.
want to sell their property really the quickest, because that's like the auction, as what I said, it's about 15 days it's sold, if your property is well maintained and it's well presented by the agent and everything, it should sell. And it's, and you're realistic with
Mm,
your price, it should sell. But I
mm.
think with me in this instance, I can't, because I'm not quite the 20% deposit yet. So
Mm. Same
yeah.
with our
So
case before. Mm. So that's right. And if you remember, we put our house on the market in 2023, and then I would say that we were encouraged to sell it because they were saying, the agents were saying that we will be able to sell it at the price that we want. But it seems like there's no buyer that's willing to pay the price that we want. And so it has been sitting there for a long time. And
yeah.
probably other buyers were thinking, oh, why has it been sitting there on the market for a long time? They might be thinking there are some issues, but for us, we're just not happy with the offer, actually.
Yeah. Yes, that's so true. See, that's why ate. So it doesn't align with the vendor's expectation. So
Mm.
that's one of the reason. And that's the reason why, like what you said, it's a good question to ask. Okay, so how long ago was it listed for? Like is this, did it go through auction? Because if it's like more than four weeks, then it means it went through auction and it didn't sell. Another pro tip, ate, you can still find videos of the live auction of a property that you're eyeing. You can still go to those. I think me and Steven found some properties that we liked, and then we wanted to know how much it was sold because it went through the auction of my previous office, which is Ray White. They're really good in auction. So I had to go back to their videos, their live videos, to know the price of that house, because it kind of gives you a range and a gauge as well of, oh shucks, and katabi niya is for sale as well. I want to know how much this one sold.
To give you an idea of how much the prices around that area. Hey, that makes
Yes.
sense. Because at the end of the day, the price of the house will depend on the value around it if they're
Mm,
being sold.
yes, ate. That's so true.
Another thing, probably when you go into a house, you gotta use your senses. Of course, your eyes, the first thing you see, look around and don't just look straight, look up and down probably and see if there are some things that you will notice. Feel free to ask question. What is that? Like what you've mentioned last time, or some patches that you have noticed. Also,
Ah.
your sense of smell. If you're
Mm.
smelling something off, feel free to ask that one. Oh, I have noticed with the agent in this house when we bought it, the smell was good. You know the trick? They had this, oh, it wasn't. They had this diffuser. I liked the smell. I liked it. And after we moved in, we still have that diffuser. You know that
Yeah.
just small thing with the stick.
Oh, the
And
yeah, yes.
I've been having that one ever since because I like the smell. So that's a trick probably of some agents. But
I do that.
anyway, the house is okay anyway. Oh, that's good. That's another trick from the agents to make you feel like, oh, this house smells good.
Yeah.
But of
And
course,
I
if it
really love it.
smells,
I really love it, Ate, whenever I finish my open home and my vendors will come home and they were like, oh my gosh, my house smells so nice. Because I
mm,
wanted to make the
yeah,
house smell so nice. But you know what,
presentable.
Ate? Okay, so just like I want to also kind of attach this onto that one that you just mentioned. Um, so red flags. Are you still at it? Can you hear me? Ay, why is it lagging?
Yeah, even I
Can you
myself
hear?
too. I think I'm having a low connection is unstable. If your
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, try plugging in. Oh, no, I can't plug it in. I'm too far away. Anyway,
Yeah. So
I hope we're
so
back. For
yeah, I can hear you now, and then I think it's just I don't know what's going on, but ate, just to connect it with you, the red flag, right? Like you said, the smell. So
mm,
like remember how I said when is the best time to view a property? I always tell my buyers when I work as a buyer's agent, we view it on a very rainy day. So you
oh,
can kind of smell if the house is moist and
mm,
musky, because then it means that I don't know, is there no ventilation, is there no HRV in there? What if you live in there and you also don't open all your windows? Then does that mean it will also be like this when you're living there? You get what I
mm,
mean, Ate, right?
yes,
So
yes.
I always tell my buyers, let's view it. It's gonna be rainy. You know how other buyers love viewing. Oh, it's such a
On
sunny
a sunny
day.
day,
Let's
yes.
go. Yeah. But you
Ah,
wouldn't want to. You would want to a very rainy day. So I always tell my buyers, let's go view this property because it's gonna be raining from the past for the coming days. So on the
mm,
third day we go there. So you will know if there's a leak, if
mm,
there's if there's a I don't know, a mold, you will
mm.
know. So that's what I always tell my buyers. Let's view it on a very wet day.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Also, have a look at the windows because sometimes they kind of hide it because of the drapes and the shears that they're having on the window. But try opening it and see if there are molds because sometimes they miss to clean that one. Or
Yes.
what else? Any leak, of course, especially during rainy day, and you will see if the rain is coming in, then that is a red flag.
Yes. And the flood. So
Yeah,
we
you'll be able to see as well.
yes,
Yep.
yes, because I sold this property out west with my buyers. We viewed one property before we bought the other one. We viewed one property and she really followed my my advice. She went there different time of the day. So she
Mm,
will if it's a busy road. So I said, you live nearby, might as well drive by there at night. So drive by there. If there's a lot of cars, then it means it's gonna be so much going on. It's gonna be too tight. And then if it's quiet at night or if there are people drinking outside. So you get to feel the environment. So they do that. They follow my advice because at the end of the day, I'm just, if they go back to me and say, Miriam, we really like it, we went there this time, this time, this time, and it feels like it's okay. And then it was just like, it was just lucky at it that they passed by on a very rainy night. It's not even a couple of days, it's just one night. And they
Mhm.
saw that that the owner of the house
Uh-huh.
was out, like getting the
Ah.
pail.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good tip. That's really a good tip. If they're just watching us, they'll be able to save a lot of money and time as well. Mm. And one more thing for me, for us personally, one thing that we're looking at when buying a house is not actually near the main road, because
Mm,
we've all lived in the past near the main road and it's quite loud at night because of the cars. And
yes.
light sleeper, just a little bit of tap, I can get awakened and it's hard for me to go back to sleep. So our house here is quite noisy in the afternoon because there it's next to the
Mm,
park. But at night it's so peaceful and quiet. You won't be able to hear cars zooming in and out.
yes.
I
Because
like
you
this.
are in a cul-de-sac as well, ate, right?
Yeah. So one thing that they would probably want to consider, if you are a quiet person or you are a light sleeper, then consider a cul-de-sac. Although there will
Yeah.
also ups and downs, but you have to weigh up things. There's no perfect place. It's just have to suit your needs.
Yes, yes. I believe I like, because I live in a double cul-de-sac, ate. So cul-de-sac, cul-de-sac. It means that all of us here neighbors, we know each other's cars. So we know if
Yeah.
there's an outsider driving past and going inside. I'm like, that's not our neighbor, you know. We kind of look after each
Oh,
other. Yeah.
oh, that's good. I mean, I would love that too. I just know my just next neighbor.
That too,
The
yes.
not really. It would be nice. So when you are saying in a neighborhood, do you also gather together to meet each other? Ooh, that's one thing we
Not
can talk about next time, probably, how you can build
yes.
a good neighborhood, you know.
Not
Yeah.
not really at it, like what you said. You're close to both the sides of your property, so we are very very good friends with our side in there and side in there as well. But the thing is, because we kind of like say hi to each other, you know, because it's such
Mm,
a, it's a cul-de-sac both. But
small one.
mostly is our street is more, because most of them at they have lived here for years, like similar year of my mom-in-law. So
Yeah.
most of them are like older people, you know,
Mhm.
and very quiet family as well. Lately some properties have sold, so it became
Mm.
either a tenanted property, but then they appreciate the quietness of our street. So I think those are one of the things that they might consider, you know, they might want to consider when they like
Yeah.
a property.
A cul-de-sac. But I was thinking if we're going to buy the next one, because you know how I'm into different businesses, and I was like, if only we're next to the road, the main road, we can attract more customers, you know, because they will just have to drive past. They will be able to see our signages and things like that. But yeah, I'm weighing up things if we're going to pick next to the my by the main road. We'll see how it goes because
As
we'll just
long
probably
though, ate, as long as you have enough car park for your kapehan.
yeah, definitely a car park or maybe by the road that they park in. Because our place at the moment, you just need to do it
Goes all the way.
intentionally, go and
Mm,
see us intentionally. But if they'll be able to see a big signage probably and that's
outside.
but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'm just giving people an idea here. So see what suits your needs and your family and what can you sacrifice at the same time. Another
Yes.
tip, another tip, you got to ask them the insulation. Yeah.
Mm.
It's already a requirement nowadays, right?
Yes, Ate. And that's the reason why when me and my husband viewed properties, I have to ask, is does it have underfloor insulation and roof insulation? And then of course the walls. Some properties that are just the existing ones, Ate, like yours, some they do renovation they add the underfloor insulation,
Mm,
but the walls will still not be insulated because it's an older house.
mm,
um they don't really have that unless they actually open up, when they renovated it, they open up all the walls and put new insulation or something like
mm,
that. But a lot of houses are not fully insulated if it's,
mm.
if it's a renovated property.
That's one thing that I would like checked with our walls because I know our underfloor is already insulated and
Mm, the
ceiling as
roof.
well is already, but the walls I can't check unless I'll
Yeah,
take
you
the
poke
door.
you poke a hole.
I don't know if there's a way to find out because if
I think,
not, then I
yeah.
would like, oh,
Yeah,
maybe we can
because they
invite
do
somebody.
exterior insulation and interior insulation. So I
But
think
that
there
is
is
not a
some.
requirement anymore by the government, is it?
Yes, it is well, if you're building new houses now, at it is a
It is now a
requirement.
requirement. Oh, right.
Yes.
Anyway, if you're buying an old home and then there's no insulation yet, depending on your area, you can actually apply for free
Uh,
insulation something.
quote.
Because not just a quote, it's a free insulation. I
Oh,
actually inquired, but then when they came and checked, they said you already have an insulation, so nothing to worry about.
you did.
And
Oh,
even the pump, because I've heard from a friend of ours in Mangere, they were able to apply for a free heat
the
pump.
heat pump.
Mm.
Yes, yes. I'm not sure if my auntie
It
had.
depends in the area though. So
Yeah.
Manurewa is good and Mangere. So just recently I received another v- newsletter from a company saying that check it out because you might be able to avail a free insulation
Mm.
installation of insulation. Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
sa mga nanonood sa atin na they just recently bought an existing house and you're not sure, let us know your queries and we might be able to give you an idea as to what you can avail for free. We can talk about that next time as well. Same with, establishing a good relationship in your neighborhood. Ooh, I've got to teach
Yes.
myself that. Anyway,
That's quite
moving
good, right, ate? Yes. Moving
uh,
on.
uh
What's the next segment of talk? Oh, no, no, we forget about, you put it in one of our highlights, ate. Our notes, that also look for uneven floor. You're actually correct,
mm,
ate. Uneven floor. You know how sometimes when you walk around the house, and then I am very, very particular like that. I think I viewed houses that I'm like toing toing toing, like, how like I'm doing
oh,
that with my foot.
yes,
Because
yes.
I'm like, I'm because you know how, if it's a renovated property, they would put new flooring, right? Like the
Yeah.
new panels, yeah. And then I actually really walk like, hey, wait a minute, this is an an even floor.
Yes, yes. Oh, to
Because
be
you
honest,
never know, ate, because it might have a crack underneath.
I
And it
will.
was just
I,
covered.
I just have to reveal this now because I'm an honest person anyway. I have noticed when I step a part of our lounge there, it goes something like that. It's like it's not probably nailed properly. So this is
Mm.
renovated anyway. I don't know when. I've heard that
Mm.
before we bought it in 2020, it was renovated 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm. Ah, it got cut off again.
Yeah, we've noticed it already when we first move in. So
Mm.
no point of going back.
Mm. Yes. Because
But
usually you can
so
use that
far, the
kind of
house is okay. Uh,
yeah.
Other than that, the squeaky sound when we step in that part, it's all good. Oh, I
That's
don't know if you were able to hear me because it seems like,
yeah, I can hear you, ate. It was just also kind of like getting stopped. Can you hear me?
yeah, you were a little bit frozen. I can see myself though, and I can hear myself, of course. But
That
I
was
don't know.
actually, yeah, that was actually, you were also frozen. And I'm like, ah.
Oh my goodness gracious me. I don't know. It's probably my internet connection and I have to complain again. Yeah, we're talking about the uneven floor. Check it out and ask questions, and it should come out during the inspection. I don't know what happened during our inspection. Maybe because we've just, ooh, I think it has gotten worse after the typhoon last couple of years ago, or the earthquake as well. We've experienced the earthquake too here. So probably.
Remember how Ate also put this in consideration. I'm not saying that all houses are bad when it kind of like makes a squeaky noise like you, Ate, because you know how New Zealand properties, well, all of actually majority of New Zealand properties is made out of wood. So it's
Mm,
not really like in the Philippines, it's cement and then you've got tiles, you've got all
mm,
these concrete. But in New Zealand, it's all wood. And we know that wood swells up when it's moist and wet. And like when it's winter time, usually majority of the time it swells up. But then
mm,
on dry, summer and
yeah,
everything, it kind of like shrinks
right.
again. And that's when it kind of like moves around,
Mm.
so that may be also the reason why your floor is kind of squeaky. It kind of like changes when the change of weather as well.
Well, when I step on it, it makes a squeaky sound. So it's
Because
probably
our house ate, if you are able to come here one day, um, we have hardwood floors from,
yeah,
this is a 1960s house. And every
mhm,
time you walk on the hallway, you know
yeah.
when someone's coming because it kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's the good side of it, eh? 'Cause you will know. Oh,
It's true.
oh, another thing as well to give them an information about when you are looking at a house. I also check the flush of the toilet if the pressure is
Yeah.
okay, and also the
Oh,
water. Check it if the water is okay. But we missed that part. And that's why one of the expenses that we made straight away when we moved to this house was to change the
pressure.
cylinder, because the
Yeah.
cylinder was so small. We didn't have any idea. It was small, it was old. So we've just decided to have a Rinnai system, which is continuous flow, which is a good thing anyway.
Yeah. Which is good because if you resell that at it, then it's good for the buyer as well. They don't need to do anything with
Mm.
that. That's true. Okay. Moving on, Ate.
Anything else you would like to add?
Well, actually, you
Yeah.
have added something in some of our notes in here, and I think it is a lot of New Zealanders when I used to sell a property as well. They also look at the compass. You
What?
know how if it's
Oh yeah.
north and south facing, so where the sun is, if it's gonna get a lot of sun. So Kiwis
Mm,
like a house that gets a lot of sun because New Zealand is quite moist and wet, our
mostly.
weather changes so much and a lot, and you find it at a sometimes you drive in East
Mhm.
Tamaki, just even in Tiirirangi Road or something there. There are so many properties that's actually on a weird angle. Do you notice that? Like,
Our one is. My husband is complaining about it, and I was like, if I will be given a chance, he was saying, I will have to change the layout or the position of the house.
yeah,
It is like, unfortunately, is not given. So while you were mentioning about Compass, I was looking for an online one, and yeah, there is an online one that you can use, so you don't have to buy a Compass. But if you want to, feel
you
free to
have
buy.
a phone, Ate. You should have a phone. You should have
Yeah, got
the
it on
app.
the phone. Next time we will be using this when we'll be looking for the next
I
house.
have it. I have it on my watch. So when I was an agent, I kind of like do that, and then
Ah,
like me
yes,
and my
yes.
buyers are looking at where the north is and where south
Yeah,
is.
yeah. So if you will be looking for a house, what would be the ideal tip when using a compass? I
North facing. I think most
north.
of them they like um the morning sun.
You mean your bedroom will be facing the morning sun? Because our house is For me, it's actually okay because my daughter's bedroom is getting sunlight in the morning,
Mm.
and then our one is getting sunlight in the afternoon. But my husband is complaining, no, we should get the sunlight in the morning because I feel cold in the morning. And I was like, but when
Yeah.
you're home, you want to feel warm actually. So you want to get sunlight. I don't know, but I'm actually okay with our one. He's the one complaining. So it depends on your
Yes,
preference,
for
right?
preference. And that's why some people like what you said, like in here I saw one of your notes as well in our, bullets. It's that yeah, a lot of buyers. I remember I sold a property that felt quite dark. Like
Mhm.
even though if there's so much windows, it's still dark. But because I think it was a townhouse, so it was built not on a really good kind of position where the sun is.
Another thing when it's townhouses and it's sitting next to another house. So we're just
Mm.
so lucky that we don't have a neighbor over there. We have a really we are getting so much sun because it's just window, window. And then we
Yes,
have enough space before our neighbor. So that's a big thing. If it's a
yes,
big thing for you. I know it depends on your preference if you're planning to
yes.
buy a house. There are many things to weigh up. So yeah.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true, Ate. And so I think a lot of people, that's why when you're buying a property, you'd rather want to list your needs and wants, because wants can be compromised, but needs, those are very exactly, the things that is non-negotiable. Like, yeah, you might not want to, like, four-bedroom might be a want because you just want, like, oh, I want this much. And then I only have a budget of this much, but I want four bedrooms. And nah, it's not. It's not possible.
Yeah, true. Anyway, there you have it. We hope that you have learned a lot. I hope that this episode has been packed with value for you. Buying a home is more than just falling in love with the looks. It's about
Mm.
making a smart and informed choice.
That's so true. And of course, again, I would want to remind everyone that what me and Ate are sharing in our podcast every Wednesday is not, disclaimer, it's not from a professional's perspective, but of course, through my experience when I was selling a home as a real estate agent, and now I'm on the other side of the
Right.
thing that I'm the buyer. So, we're not professionals, but I always suggest for you to consult your professionals, like your advisor, lawyer, agent that you trust, and also even your financial advisor as well, like your mortgage broker, because they're the one who can give you more information in terms of this sort of transaction. One of the actually, it's the biggest transaction that you will ever have in your life. So don't compromise this due diligence.
Yeah, and do your homework. Ask the right questions. Don't be shy. That's the first step. And of course, trust your gut as well. And next time you walk into an open home, we hope you walk in with confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true. So, everyone, mga ka-home dips, mga kabayan, me and Ate are always here. We're always happy to actually answer. I think some of them knows my Facebook anyway. I haven't really opened my real estate Facebook anymore, but I think they can easily find me on Facebook. If you have any questions, or even just comment Ate on our videos, right? Like if they comment on the video, and then you will receive a notification. Like we can
Yeah.
easily answer your question as well. So
Yeah.
that's so good. Yes, thank you so much, Ate, and I hope to see you again next week.
Next week, abangan niyo po ang another na namang makabuluhang usapan with me and Mary Ann. And maraming salamat po sa lahat na nanonood. And always go back to our Facebook page or YouTube channel where you can see all the episodes that we have been having. Thank you so much, Mary Ann, for tonight. And looking
Thanks,
forward to seeing
Ate.
you next week. Happy Wednesday,
Thank
everybody.
you. Happy Wednesday. Good night.